I think we all have a friend who you can sit down and say, tell a literal 5 minute story to, and they'll only pick up on the bits and pieces, and the only things that they want to hear really are the things that they'll comment back on. And I feel like Miss Eugenia, who a lot of us think is just a ditzy girl, doesn't really know that much. She's the same girl who said, does Easter bunnies lay eggs? Girl, like that hurt my brain. Like I felt like I lost brain cells whenever I listened to her say that. But then in this clip, she's literally talking about things like,
my thoughts on intermittent fasting. Have I tried it?
when I tell you I was taken aback by listening and hearing Eugenia say intermittent fasting, because I don't think I've heard her say a word past 5th grade level. And again, I'm not saying that she's dumb by any means. That's just the vocabulary that she chooses to use, I guess, what's easy to digest for the listeners. So when I heard her say that, I was like, like 10 out of 10, really? Like, the one big word that is the one word we don't want you to be talking about. We're going to be watching this stream, you guys, and breaking it down, and I'm going to be giving you guys some thoughts on it, and I also just want you guys to listen to what she's saying about intermittent fasting. Now, somebody had asked her in the comment section about it, or the live stream about it, and she's like, well, I don't personally do it, though I know some about it. I know some people who do it, some friends, I guess, that she has who does intermittent fasting. And let's just get into it.
I mean, I don't really say like, oh, I intermittent fast or anything like that, but I mean, I guess like, how do I explain it? Like, I guess like I don't say like, hey, you guys, I identify as like, but that's like a weird way to say it. It's like
that was a weird way to start putting it. And when she first said I identify as, I really thought we were going to hear some woke liberal gibberish. But that's not the case by any means. She's just doing her casual, does it to this day, struggling to do what I'm doing right now and find the words.
It's like an intermittent faster. But, I feel like sometimes, like I can go a while without eating and then just kind of like eat when I eat, Now
that can mean such a broad array of things. That can mean she goes days without eating. That can mean she could go a couple of hours without eating. That can mean she can just go without eating until it gets to a certain point where she's like, oh shit. So that can mean a lot of different things. Usually fasting is where you go an extended period of time on just like a liquid diet or certain things. I'm not really too familiar with fasting myself.
Like, people eat at different times during the day. People like do different things.
Now, listening to her talk about food and people bringing up subjects where she would have to mention food, I used to think that maybe it made her uncomfortable, but now I'm kind of thinking that bringing it up might be something she kind of thrives on, because she knows she don't have to touch it, but she knows everybody's going to keep bringing it up. It's like a topic of concern for her, and I think she kind of thrives on that, and to an extent does enjoy it being brought up, because then that's another conversation she can have with people to where they're, again, concerned for her.
If it doesn't and you prefer to like eat every few hours or more often, then that's great too. Different things work for like different people, so.
I am so sorry, but it's too hard to hold myself back from saying this. Different strokes for different folks. Oh my god, I don't know why. That was like such an impulsive thing I had to say.
Yeah, I don't know. This kind of depends on the person.
Now, diet culture, I think, is something that is extremely, extremely toxic, that it's everywhere. It's on Instagram, it's on TikTok, it's on literally every other website. It's literal ads for dieting whenever you go to news websites. It's everywhere. I couldn't imagine having a mental illness and going online and seeing all these things popped up in your face about losing weight, especially in Eugenia's state. But now it's like the ever-growing trends of juice diets and fasting, and I don't know how to feel about it.
People need to stop telling you to eat. Not everyone wants to see people eating on camera. We're just here to enjoy your streams in general. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, I don't know why everybody wants like a mukbang stream. I know.
I am telling you right now, if Eugenia Cooney would down and upload a mukbang video or a mukbang video, the internet would break. I'm telling you, if she would do a mukbang video, that would like break her everybody would be like broken stat-wise, because Eugenia would be number one like for the rest of her life on this platform. If she would upload a mukbang video, Jeffrey would really want to keep her around then. Now, the way that she addressed that comment, though, it's not like we're telling her, like, hey, we want to see you eat on camera. It's just we want to see her body benefit from her eating, period, and not just to do it on camera. And I think some people push for her to do it on camera to see if she's actually going to do it or not. But she clearly does, you guys. Like, not a lot, but she clearly does, because if she didn't eat at all, like, we know what would happen.
How do I explain it? Like, I can go, like, you know, not like when I say like a good amount, I don't mean like a crazy long amount. I mean, maybe what you would like consider like an intermittent fast, but you know.
Now, she didn't admit to not eating entirely, but she did here just admit to basically fasting in between each meal. Okay, I just Googled this because I'm not familiar with fasting exactly, but the fasting that I've heard, it was like for a week long. But it says here it can be 24 to 48 hours, and then 3 to 7 days, and then there's extended fast. It says more than 7 days. And if she's saying she can go a pretty good amount of time, she's probably more in the 3 to 7 day mark or the more than 7 day mark, and I wouldn't put it past her. This is interesting here. I just read the days off it says right here the multi-day fast, which is the 3 to 7 days. It says fasting for multiple consecutive days requires a careful preparation and monitoring. Some individuals may undertake multi-day fast for spiritual, health, or weight loss reasons, but it should be approached cautiously. And I'm sure she's not doing that. Right here it says the extended fasting, which is more than 7 days. Fasting for more than a week is considered an extended fast and should only be attempted under strict medical supervision. And Deb's not a medical expert. Extending fasting can have severe health implications and is not recommended without professional guidance.
But, you know, intermittent fasting, then people like in like their eating window or whatever, they're eating. And they're eating like whatever they eat. They eat like a fine amount of food or like whatever. And I'm not even saying like I practice that, but you know, I kind of like know some people do it.
And some of y'all might not agree with me here, but I just want to say this because this is my thought and opinion. But in my opinion, practicing something and doing something are two completely different things. If you're practicing something, to me, that's like, it's more of a hobby or something that you've been practicing and you're doing it because you want to get better at it and you're going to do it long term. So that's why you practice it. But when you're just doing something, you're just doing it, you know? So I think that's interesting that she brought up that she's not practicing it, but she didn't deny not doing it.
Could you eat a full English breakfast in one sitting?
This caught my attention because I've heard it called breakfast before, and I'm fairly hungry right now. I'm not gonna lie, but I've never heard of an English breakfast. So, Miss Google, what is that? Holy shit! I don't think anybody can make it through an English fucking breakfast. Excuse my vocabulary, but oh my goodness, y'all, 10 different items. Foodie Beauty probably would love this. Y'all, it says eggs. Fried or scrambled eggs are common in an English breakfast. Bacon, usually back bacon or sometimes streaky bacon. What is back bacon? Sausages, pork sausages, often referred to as bangers. Baked beans. Who's eating baked beans at breakfast cooked in a tomato sauce? Tomatoes. Why do you need tomatoes if you're eating tomato sauce? Halved or either grilled or fried. Fried tomatoes. Holy crap. Mushrooms. Often sauteed or grilled. Black pudding. A type of blood sausage made from pork blood, fat, and oatmeal? But why? Toast or fried bread is served, oh my goodness, I don't know, served on the side sometimes with butter or jam. Then hash browns, this is the 9th item by the way, hash browns or bubble and squeak. It literally says hash browns or bubble and squeak, fried potato patties or a mix of leftover vegetables. Okay, then it says tea or coffee. Just tea or coffee, and it says it's usually accompanied by a hot beverage. My mind is blown. Okay, I'm a little curious on what bubble and squeak is, and it says it's a versatile dish often made using leftovers from a previous meal, making it a frugal and practical way to repurpose food. If you're having that big of a breakfast, why do you need to repurpose your leftovers from the night prior? I feel like that breakfast is big enough. Like, where would you have room to put those leftovers? I just did like the what the heck hand, you know, like when you flop it out to the side, like, confused. and I ended up hitting my mic stand, so don't mind that. And now I'm not using a mic, I'm just using my phone. I think my mic's here for the aesthetic. My head is hurting. I feel like I've learned a lot in this video, or more so what an proper English breakfast is. That's a lot. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts on this video. Let me know your thoughts on the English breakfast.